Today, we're diving into a topic that's close to the heart for many of us: the subtle signals your body might be sending about cancer risk and practical ways to protect yourself. As we age, our bodies become like old friends, whispering little hints when something's off. For those of us in our golden years, whether you're enjoying retirement in Florida or savoring a quiet evening in Paris, paying attention to these whispers can make all the difference. Cancer might sound daunting, but the good news is, with early awareness and simple steps, we can take charge of our health and keep living life to the fullest. So, grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's explore this together. What's the deal with cancer, anyway? Before we get into the signs to watch for, let's talk about what cancer is in a way that feels less like a medical textbook. Imagine your body as a beautiful garden you've tended for years. Sometimes, a few rogue weeds, cells that grow out of control, pop up and try to take over. That's cancer. Cells that misbehave, forming lumps or spreading where they shouldn't. There are many types, from breast and lung cancer to prostate or colon cancer, and each has its own quirks. But here's the uplifting part: catching those weeds early can stop them in their tracks. The World Health Organization tells us cancer is a leading cause of death worldwide, with over 10 million lives lost each year. But they also share a hopeful statistic: 30 to 50% of cancers can be prevented with the right lifestyle choices and early detection. For those of us in the US or Europe, where healthcare access is often robust, we have a real chance to stay proactive. So, let's listen to what our bodies are trying to tell us and learn how to act on those messages. The whispers your body might be sending. Our bodies are incredible at dropping hints when something's not quite right. These signs don't always mean cancer, but if they linger or feel unusual, they're worth a chat with your doctor. Think of it like your body sending you a friendly nudge, saying, "Hey, let's get this checked out." Let's walk through some of these nudges, keeping in mind the realities of aging in places like New York or London. First, have you been feeling unusually tired lately? Not just the "I overdid it at the community dance" kind of tired, but a deep exhaustion that doesn't go away, even after a good night's sleep. This could be your body hinting at something like leukemia, stomach cancer, or thyroid issues. As we get older, it's easy to brush off fatigue as just part of aging, but if you're feeling wiped out for weeks without a clear reason, it's time to talk to your doctor. Then there's the surprise of losing weight without trying. Maybe your favorite slacks are suddenly loose, or your neighbor in Chicago notices you're looking slimmer at the book club, but you haven't changed your diet or started jogging. Losing more than 10 pounds in a few months without effort could point to cancers like stomach, lung, or pancreatic cancer. Your body might be working overtime to fight something, and that's a signal to pay attention. What about persistent aches or pains? Maybe it's a nagging backache that won't quit, or a dull pain in your abdomen that's been lingering. For someone like Margaret in Manchester, a lingering back pain turned out to be a clue for ovarian cancer. Pain that sticks around or gets worse isn't something to ignore, especially as we age, when we might chalk it up to arthritis or old injuries. Keep track of how long it lasts and share it with your doctor. Your skin can tell a story too. If you notice changes in your skin, like a mole that's grown, changed color, or looks uneven, don't wait. Skin cancer, especially melanoma, is a real risk, particularly for those of us who've spent years enjoying sunny days in Florida or the Mediterranean. Also, if your skin looks yellowish or you're itching more than usual, it could hint at liver or pancreatic issues. A quick check with a dermatologist can set your mind at ease. Have you noticed any changes in your bathroom habits? Maybe you're seeing blood in your urine, struggling to go, or noticing blood in your stool. These could be signs of bladder, prostate, or colon cancer, common concerns for older adults. For example, John in Seattle ignored blood in his stool, thinking it was just hemorrhoids, only to learn it was an early sign of colon cancer. If these changes last more than a couple of weeks, don't hesitate to get them checked. A persistent cough or shortness of breath is another one to watch. If you're coughing for weeks, especially with a bit of blood or chest discomfort, it could be linked to lung cancer. Shortness of breath, even during light activities like walking to the mailbox, is worth mentioning to your doctor. This is especially important if you've smoked in the past or live in areas with air pollution, like parts of Los Angeles or urban Europe. Ever felt a lump or swelling somewhere unusual? Maybe it's in your breast, neck, or even under your arm. These can be early signs of breast cancer, lymphoma, or other issues. For instance, Susan in Dublin found a small lump in her breast during a self-check and caught her cancer early. Checking yourself regularly, whether it's your breasts or other areas, can be a lifesaver. Lastly, keep an eye out for unusual bleeding or discharge. For women, bleeding after menopause or between periods could signal uterine or cervical cancer. For men, blood in urine or semen might point to prostate issues. Any odd discharge, like from your nipples, deserves a quick visit to the doctor. These signs are your body's way of waving a red flag. These whispers from your body aren't meant to scare you, but to remind you to stay curious and proactive. If something feels off for more than a few weeks, make that appointment. It's like checking the oil in your car. Better safe than sorry. What's putting you at risk? Now, let's talk about why cancer might try to sneak into our lives. Knowing these risks helps us make smarter choices, especially as we enjoy our later years in places like Miami or Munich. First up, smoking and drinking. If you've ever smoked, even years ago, your lungs, throat, and other organs remember. Smoking is linked to nearly a third of all cancers, according to the American Cancer Society. And too much wine or whiskey, tempting as it is during a cozy European winter, can raise risks for liver, breast, or mouth cancer. If you're still smoking, talk to your doctor about quitting. There are great programs in the US and Europe to help. And for alcohol, keep it light. Maybe one glass of red wine with dinner. What you eat matters, too. A diet heavy on red meat, processed foods like sausages, or fast food from the corner deli can increase risks for colon or stomach cancer. Many of us grew up with hearty meals, but as we age, piling on the greens, think spinach, kale, or berries, can protect our bodies. If you're grabbing lunch at a cafe in Paris or a diner in Texas, opt for a salad or grilled fish over a burger sometimes. Sitting too much is another sneaky culprit. Whether you're binge-watching shows in Chicago or enjoying long afternoons at a London pub, a sedentary lifestyle can raise risks for breast, colon, or uterine cancer. Moving a little each day keeps your body strong and your immune system sharp. Then there's exposure to harmful stuff. Years of sunbathing on Florida beaches or Mediterranean coasts without sunscreen can catch up with us, increasing skin cancer risk. Chemicals from past jobs, like working in construction or factories, might also play a role. If you're gardening or doing DIY projects, check for safe products to avoid harmful substances. And let's not forget family history. If your parents or siblings had cancer, say, breast or colon cancer, your risk might be higher. It's not a guarantee, but it's a reason to be extra vigilant. For example, Emma in Bristol learned her family's history of colon cancer and started screenings early, catching a precancerous polyp in time. These risks might sound overwhelming, but they're like road signs guiding us to make better choices. Let's see how we can steer clear of trouble. How to stay one step ahead of cancer. Here's the exciting part. You have the power to protect yourself. With a few practical steps, you can keep your body strong and catch any issues early. These tips are tailored for our lives in the US or Europe, where we have access to great healthcare and community resources. Start with regular checkups. Think of screenings like your annual tune-up. For women, mammograms and pap smears can catch breast or cervical cancer early. For men, a PSA test for prostate cancer is key, especially after 50. Colonoscopies are a must for both, particularly if you're over 60 or have a family history. In the US, Medicare often covers these, and in Europe, national health systems like the NHS make them accessible. Book that appointment. It's like scheduling a coffee date with your health. Next, let's talk about food. Fill your plate with color. Leafy greens, berries, and nuts are your body's best friends. Swap out processed meats, like the hot dogs at a New York street cart, for grilled salmon or a veggie stir-fry. Drinking plenty of water, aim for 8 glasses a day, keeps your system flushed and happy. If you're dining out in Rome or Atlanta, try a Mediterranean-style dish with olive oil and fresh herbs. Moving your body is a game changer. You don't need to run marathons. Simple things like a daily walk in Central Park or along a European canal can do wonders. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes of movement most days, whether it's dancing to your favorite 60s tunes or joining a senior yoga class at the local community center. It's fun and keeps cancer risks at bay. Don't underestimate the power of a calm mind. Chronic stress can weaken your immune system, so find moments to unwind. Maybe it's reading a novel in your cozy Boston apartment or meditating in a quiet garden in Amsterdam. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing can recharge you. Finally, ditch the bad habits. If you smoke, There's no better time to quit. Your doctor can connect you with support groups or patches. Limit alcohol to a glass or two, and get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your body will thank you. A story to lift your spirits. Let me share a story about Margaret, a 68-year-old retiree from Chicago. One day, while getting ready for her book club, she noticed a small lump in her breast during a shower. She could have ignored it, thinking it was just age-related, but she made an appointment with her doctor. That choice saved her life. A mammogram revealed early-stage breast cancer, and after treatment, Margaret is now back to her book club, sharing her story to inspire others. Her message: listen to your body and act fast. Margaret's story reminds us that we're not powerless. A simple check can change everything. You can be like Margaret, taking small steps to stay in control. Your next move. So, what's your plan? Maybe it's scheduling that overdue doctor's visit, adding a salad to your dinner, or taking a walk with a friend. Start small, check your skin for changes, join a local walking group, or call your clinic to ask about screenings. Share this with your family or friends at the community center, whether you're in Miami or Munich. Together, we can keep health first. Thank you for sticking with us to the end. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one thing you learned today or how you'll take care of your health. Your thoughts mean the world to us and keep us inspired to bring you more. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep spreading hope and helpful tips. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.